The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees on Friday said it has opened an investigation into several employees suspected of involvement in the October 7th attacks in Israel by Hamas, and that it has severed ties with those staff members. Philippe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of UNRWA, did not disclose the number of employees allegedly involved in the attacks, nor the nature of their alleged involvement. But he did say that any UNRWA employee who was involved in acts of terror would be held accountable, including through criminal prosecution. The U.S. State Department said it was extremely troubled by the allegations, which it said pertained to 12 UNRWA employees. It also said it would provide no additional funding to the agency until the allegations were addressed. A representative for United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was horrified by this news, adding that an urgent and comprehensive independent review of UNRWA will be conducted.
How symbolic is it that on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, it was exposed that UNRWA employees took part in the massacre?
Gilad Erdan, permanent representative of Israel to the United Nations, called out the agency following the news.
The UN is not only weaponized to delegitimize our existence, but also to physically exterminate us. Contemplate this. Today of all days, the day that we commemorate the genocide of the Jewish people and swear here never again, the International Court of Justice made it clear that it won't reject outright the case of a Nazi terror organization that seeks to commit genocide against the Jewish people.
UNRWA, established in 1949 following the First Arab-Israeli War, has provided aid and used its facilities to shelter people fleeing bombardment in a ground offensive launched by Israel in Gaza following the October 7th attacks, in which Israel says 1,200 people were killed and 240 taken hostage. Some Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, have accused the agency of fueling anti-Israeli incitement, allegations it denies.
The Secretary General has been briefed by the Commissioner General of UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, regarding extremely serious allegations which implicate several UNRWA staff members in the terror attacks of October 7th in Israel. The Secretary General is horrified by this news and asked Mr. Lazzarini to investigate this matter swiftly and to ensure that any UNRWA employee shown to have participated or abetted in what transpired on October 7th or in any other criminal activity be terminated immediately and referred for potential criminal prosecution. An urgent and comprehensive independent review of UNRWA will be conducted, as it has been announced by Philippe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of UNRWA, back on 17 January. To protect the agency's ability to deliver humanitarian assistance, Commissioner General Lazzarini has taken the decision to immediately terminate the contracts of all these staff members and launch an investigation in order to establish the truth without delay. Any employee of UNRWA who is involved in acts of terror will be held accountable, including through criminal prosecution. The Commissioner General has received enough information to have taken a decision on separating a number of, firing a number of staff members. I'm not going to go more into it at this point.
What is your reaction to the suspension of the funding with UNRWA being already underfunded?
I know the U.S. authorities are in touch directly with UNRWA. UNRWA launched an appeal, if you'll recall, not too long ago for Gaza for about $481 million. That was at the end of December. They've received about $280 million so far, and I think plus an additional $90 million was received for urgent needs. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in Gaza who rely on UNRWA's humanitarian work, who rely on humanitarian assistance, even more now than they did before. It is the work that UNRWA does remains critical today, and we very much hope that while UNRWA that a number of things have to happen at the same time. UNRWA has to ask OIOS to do this investigation. The Commissioner General, I think, has taken very swift and strong measures right away. At the same time, our humanitarian work needs to continue. lives depend on it.
Envoys conference, I think it
Yep.
is mid-December. Is that a
Yeah.
UN conference, UN-led conference?
Okay. Thank you. Happy Friday.